Hello everybody, I'm Ari. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fitness test specifically for P90X. It's been a few years since that program has come out, but I already have it. It's in my house. It's something that's easily accessible for me to do, so I figured I'd give it a try, give it the 90 days that the program says it'll take, and see if I improve at all, if I get healthier, if I'm stronger, fitter. But first, it wants you to take a fitness test. So I'm going to be doing that today, see where I'm starting, so that way I can compare my results from today to 90 days from now and see how that goes. So I actually printed out the curriculum, I guess you could call it, for P90X and their diet, their schedule, all of that. Now I'm not following their diet, I'm doing something a little different, but I'll get into that in another video. For today, the fitness test, I printed that out, I have it in my binder. And here are some of the key things that they're basically going through in the test. They're starting with your resting heart rate. They want to see what your resting heart rate usually is. They have you go do a warm-up. They even give you a recommendation for a video that you can watch to warm up properly, but they also tell you to do jumping jacks, jog, all of that. Do that for, I think it said 10 minutes. And then they have you do a pull-up test. They can have you do a 1-minute rest before you move on to the next test. The next test is a jump test, which I am probably going to fail miserably at because I have never been good at jumping. So we'll see how that goes. And then push-ups. After the push-ups, it's a 4-minute rest. Then it's a flexibility test where you see how far you can touch your toes. A wall squat after that, see how long you can hold it. After the wall squat, they have you do a 4-minute rest, and then they have you do some curls. After the curls, it's another 3-minute rest where you do an ab test. And then after the ab test, it's another 4-minute rest. And finally, it's jumping jacks. And the jumping jacks is specifically so that you do the jumping jacks for 2 minutes. And then from there, you go and measure your heart rate after those 2 minutes. So what's your heart rate right after the workout? What's your heart rate a minute after? And what's your heart rate a minute after that? So kind of seeing what your recovery period is, I would assume. So that's the order of operations, what they want you to do. So I am going to get started and go do that and see how it goes. So here I am just getting all my equipment out and ready to go. I'm going to be speeding up a lot of this footage just so that it's quicker to get through, especially since a lot of this took some time. I think it took me about a half an hour to get through the whole fitness test, which if I was able to push myself more, it probably would have taken the 40 minutes that they say it'll take. But since I'm not in as good of shape as they would prefer me to be taking the P90X curriculum, I had to stop earlier than they would be expecting me to. So here I am just going through my warm-up, getting stretched out, getting ready. And then the first thing I had to do was pull-ups. So the pull-ups, here's where it's about to speed up. I was able to do so for the pull-ups, I was able to do 11. I did try to do a 12, but as you'll see, I attempt to do it and then I end up going right back down. So that should be coming up around here. and then I go up and I have to go back down. So that was the pull-ups. After that, it was the vertical leap. So this was to test my jumping. So I had to figure out how high I could reach, mark that on the wall, and then I take one step back so that I can jump. And I actually got higher than I thought I was going to. I was able to record it as 4 inches, so that was nice. And then the next thing was push-ups. So I put the pillow there, so that was the goal, to get my chest into the pillow. Proper push-ups, which is getting your chest to the pillow, I was only able to do 2. I did try 3 and I fell. I did try a third one more time, as you're about to see here, but I still fell again, so that's only 2. I probably should have counted knee push-ups instead, but I really want to push to get better at the full push-ups. And then from here, it was the toe touch test, which was just for flexibility. And I couldn't get right to my toes, so I got a neutral 0 on that one. The goal would to be able to get like +1 inch, +2 inch as I get past my toes. So then after that, it was the chair test. So the chair test was difficult. The wall squat is a very hard thing to hold at the perfect 90 degrees. I definitely need to strengthen my legs and everything for that. So I was only able to do 32 seconds here, or that was what I estimated, since I wasn't able to stop and start the watch exactly when I started and stopped. But I would like to get that up to a minute, and then maybe even beyond that, depending on how well P90X works for me. From there, it was time for the bicep curls. I only have 7.5 weights, which I should probably more be on 10 weights for this. So I stopped at 16 and I marked it down at what weight I was at, 7.5. And the goal would be to get to at least 10 weights and still be able to get to 16. But if I can't do that, or well, I want to be able to do that, and if I can do that, I would like to be able to go up to 12 pound weights. So I go through all of this, and after that is done, the next thing is the ab test. So when I get to the ab test, I wasn't completely sure what I was doing. I was very confused and wasn't sure what exactly I was supposed to be doing. I think I kind of got the idea, but the goal was basically, okay, how many times can I bring my knees to my chest and then back out? And I was able to do that 16 times. Definitely want to increase that number more. And finally, the last thing was the heart rate maximizer, which was a test where you had to do jumping jacks for 2 minutes, and in the last 30 seconds of that 2 minutes, you were supposed to push yourself even harder. I was only able to get to that 1 minute and 30 second mark, and I didn't feel like I could go anymore. So I did stop at the 90 seconds. And then after that, I had to keep track of my heart rate. So right after the workout, my heart rate was at 147, and then I tracked it a minute after that, 2 minutes after that, and then 3 and 4 minutes after that. They do make a note on the paper that basically says if you can finish the 2 minutes of jumping jacks and the 30-second sprint after, you're ready for P90X. Kind of implying that if you can't do that, you probably shouldn't be doing P90X, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. Okay, so I finished the fitness test a little while ago, and it was hard. It wasn't necessarily tiring going from one to the other because they give you a significant break between each one, but when you're actually in the middle of doing it, it's very hard. I was able to jump higher than I thought I was going to, so that was good, but everything else was definitely a little iffy. I know I don't meet the goals they set for the minimum of what they want you to achieve, so that they know that or well, that I would know that I'm ready for the P90X program. Where I'm at right now, they'd probably be recommending that I do one of the programs lower than P90X. However, I want to get better faster, so I'm gonna have to work extra hard to be able to keep up with the videos, and that is something I'm willing to try for at least the first 30 days to see how that goes. I'm feeling very motivated to do this. I want to get better. I want to be able to do the things I want to be able to do, and the only way I can do that is if I start really taking care of my body and exercising and really pushing myself so that my muscles can get stronger and I do get better flexibility and better mobility so that I can do the things I want to do in everyday life. So even though I didn't reach the minimum of what the test wanted me to be able to do, I still am going to move forward and take the P90X program. And while moving forward, I'm looking forward to where I'll be 90 days from now. Because even if I can't quite match up with the videos, even if I'm lagging behind, I'm still going to make an improvement one way or the other. At least I would imagine so. So that's how this went. I am a little discouraged from what my results were, but it also motivates me more to want to work harder. So with that, I'll see you next video.